Hey, I'm Jamie,
I'm Blake.
and we are Blamie.
I guess so.
Yeah, we're just back to do a mid-book review. It's been a minute, and we've read a lot of books. We really should be better about doing these, but we just kind of do a review in the middle of a book because it's kind of fun to you know.
How you enjoying it halfway through?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So today we're going to be reviewing two books that we're currently in the middle of.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know. I'm just restating it so I can think of what to say next.
Oh, okay.
So the book that I'm currently in the middle of is 1984. 1984 is a classic in sci-fi dystopian future. I read it in high school, and I figured I'd really quickly grab it and read it again. It's an interesting book. For those of you who never heard of 1984, it basically is a alternate reality, maybe alternate history, where somewhere along the 1950s there's a nuclear war, and what emerges out of it is three different countries that are currently at war with each other, and the protagonist, if you'll call it that you're following, lives in one of these and is constantly under surveillance by the government. And the government really has restricted freedom of thought and expression severely. And so you really aren't supposed to think things or do things. You're just supposed to act and not really have much freedom. And so this person chafes at this, and you follow his experience. So I'm literally halfway through, right at the halfway mark, and I must say that I don't know if it holds up as well as. It's considered a classic. Everybody reads it. It's funny because people refer to it all the time because they want to talk about government overreach, or the government's going to turn into the same big brother that is the government in 1984. I just look at it and say I think there's better dystopian stuff that's more creative and more probable and plausible than what 1984 actually is. So it's not like it's a bad book. But it is one of those classic books where you read it and be like, I've read better books that aren't considered classics, but are better. I don't know if you ever had that experience before.
Totally.
But that's definitely where it falls for me.
I did not know you were reading this book. Did you know that's really likely to be my next book club book?
Really?
Yeah, we're trying to decide between two, depending on if we can get a kit.
I think you'll hate it, for the record.
Shoot. Well, no one's excited about it, so everyone's rooting for the other one, which automatically makes me want to root for the other one. But you might have to help me through it then, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just don't think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's not a happy book. So, I mean, it's a dystopian world where the government controls everything and kills you if you think.
Yeah, that does sound
not a happy book.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
This book is funner.
It's funny, I have two here, I just realized. But no. Oh. I'm reading Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. It's the second in the Skyward Flight series. The first one's Skyward. It's just about a girl named Spensa. Definitely sci-fi. I mean, the titles are a little bit self-explanatory.
Yeah, she flies spaceships.
Yeah, it's really cool and is a really good pilot, and yeah, it's cool. So going into this, kind of just assumed it'd be more of the same, which it is, but there's such a good twist in the beginning that it's a whole different book. All it's new characters, new location, new everything. And it has all the best parts of book one, especially Mbot, and the humor. And then the first book, I got really close to getting really sick of her really fast. She's just a little intense.
Annoying?
Dramatic, annoying.
Yeah.
She says the word coward about 190 times. Anyway, but I gave that book 5 stars. So it got close to that point of being I should hate you, but I really love you, and everything else is good enough that it doesn't matter. And then I think she's matured a lot. It's fun to see her growth and her progression in the second book. I'm a little more than halfway. I'm actually listening to it, so I don't really know where I'm at in this book, but it's been really good. I've loved that it just feels like a whole new book, but it's all the good stuff from the first book. So I'm really excited to see how it ends, and I'm really excited to read Cytonic at some point after.
You should be. I finished Cytonic a few weeks ago. Really good book. I'm looking forward to the fourth one, which should wrap up the Skyward Flight series.
It's exciting.
Really good.
Really, I think anyone, I can't say that because I've learned that people don't necessarily love what I love, but I think anyone could pick this up and like it.
Oh, I think so too. Right, it's very easy sci-fi.
Easy. Yeah.
Very easy book reading. It's YA. There's not a whole lot of exposition. You know, there's not a lot of explaining what's happening here. It's fairly straightforward and fun, and it's an interesting thing to think about. And it's an interesting dystopian future that brings up interesting conversations. I guess in the same way that 1984 does, but just different type of conversations.
Yes, this sounds a lot more fun.
Yeah, it definitely is more fun. So, highly recommend Skyward Flight.
Definitely.
And you know, so far, if you like feeling kind of miserable, 1984 is your book.
Perfect.
Go for it. Well, this has been our mid-book reviews. Please check out our other mid-book reviews. We review a bunch of things that we're in the middle of. We're obviously not in the middle of those now, but we love to share how we feel about these midway through. So, give you an idea of how you may feel midway through. If you have books, suggestions, or ideas, please let us know. We'd be happy to take some of them. We're always happy to add more books to our TBR.
Ever growing.
Ever growing. We're trying to catch up as fast as we can.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
No, there's so many books out there. I'm excited for them. All right. Well, enjoy this video and check out some of our others. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you later.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.